the most reasonable thing you can do is basically make sure that person's okay, right? That's our goal, to make sure that everyone else isn't freaked out and that person's okay. Yes? So how do we assess that? Well, most of us are not triage doctors. We do not know what's wrong with that person. A lot of us have trained, and you've seen, and you've had injuries, so you have an insight, but you don't know, and it's really going to be up to the person to tell you how much pain they're in. You can't possibly know. If it's a twist or blood, then there's something wrong, and they really should stop and consider whether they can keep going. You got to stop the bleeding, and the twist might be a serious injury you don't know about. So there's two things that are the most common. A cut, either a mouth cut, eye cut, something like that, or toes, fingernails, and twists. So all those things, or a broken finger, which is very common. So any of those things, they should stop, and they should consider whether they want to continue, and you have to help them. So if
I'm sorry, I have to disagree. If they have a broken finger and they decide, I want to continue, I go, I'm so sorry, I cannot have you in my class right now. I have to make sure you get help.
That's right.
Because otherwise they're going to go, this person's crazy. She left me.
Yes,
Finger taking off.
I agree.
Yes?
Because it's on you as the instructor.
Yes. Which does bring me to the next thing. Who here has a first aid CPR certification? Okay, it's a good idea to get that. I think at some point it's been in the talk to make it mandatory. It is. It is mandatory.
It is mandatory.
Okay. So we have to get CPR certification. So if you do not have one, come see me after class. I'll take a list and I will find out where the next certification is. I'll talk to Sabanem if he wants to send a group or however
have it here.
If we can have somebody here, it's a good idea to have that. Yes? So that way we feel a little safer.
Also, just finishing the injury. So two things are going on right now. You got to take care of the student, but you also got to take care of the class. You can't just leave them. So when that person broke the mirror, right? It was this whole that's traumatizing to all the other students to hear that happen. Because so it's not just a physical thing up here, and here. So you gotta always make sure that they're taken care of. Understand those people walked out of there that day what has happened? It's really jarring. So you have to have control of the class as well as making sure that student is taken care of, right? So it's not, you can't leave one for the other and leave other for one. Understand?
So again, you decide if you're the one helping the injured person or if you're the one continuing the class, right? If you have, hopefully there's going to be somebody else that's reliable, trustworthy, and then you get that person to either assist the injured or you have them finish the class, depending on the rank of the individual.
I just want to share something happened in the kickboxing class I was teaching. And this woman broke, or thought she broke her ankle. She was on the ground crying, forget about it. She wanted me to call the ambulance, so I called the ambulance and I went with her to the hospital until she was okay. So something like that happens to you guys.
Did she break it? Yeah. Was it broken?
No, it wasn't broken, it was badly sprained.
Okay, that's it. The other thing is make sure that someone goes with, if they're going to the hospital, somebody goes with them. It's either you or possibly the person who did it to them. If you think they might not be the right person.
All 3 of you.
Or all 3 of you.
Especially for that.
So make sure someone goes with them because they're going to need help. If they're hurt, they can't carry their stuff. We have to take care of it.
And at one point at the desk...
You gotta speak up. This is a good chance to practice.
Yes, ma'am. At one point, the people who work behind the desk were instructed to have an injury report. So if there is an injury on the mat, whether it's minor or major, the person at the desk, we should have an injury report on file, put in PM if they're, if they're in our computer system already. So we have a report on file what happened that day. So it's something we should all remember to do.
And that's why it's important. If you bring your friends, they have to sign that thing, right? That absolves us of responsibility. I've actually had people, they'll sign it after class. No, you gotta have them fill out things, sign at the bottom. Things do happen. Understand?
And if they're 15 and they walk in and say, my mom said it's okay? Yes? No? No. Great. I'm so glad your mom said it's okay. You're going to watch today, and then your mom is going to come tomorrow. right, and sign that waiver. Yes, because you're 15. Yes?
I actually had someone come up and say their mother was going to come up later and sign it. I told them, no, they had to have an adult sign the form. So that's very important because I'm behind the desk and I've seen plenty of forms without signatures. So please, that protects us and Sabanim and our school.
My pet peeve and Kyosanams and all the people grading, signing black belts, like
Yeah.
I have no idea what that thing is. So please sign your name legibly, right? It's not. And also when you sign someone up, the trial class thing, it should be Nell Coates in that perfect little script, right? So it's not because if something happens, where's the money for that person? What happened? Did this person get into? We can ask you. Understand.
Oh, and one other pet peeve from the desk. Make sure that we can read the person's name and information too, because a lot of times they scribble their name and we can't decipher it later.
Who hasn't gone over what to do at the desk? Raise your hand if you do not know how to sign up a new student, you don't know how to answer the phone, haven't done any of the desk stuff.
Raise your
It'll
hand.
be a different seminar, I just want to know. Okay.
Well, raise your hand if you're not comfortable taking Sabanim through that right now. Okay, good.
Okay, good. So everyone raise their hand. You need some training. And so when that comes up, please take that training.
Is it?
We'll do it something.
I feel maybe it's important about handicap. Okay, I have a person that comes in and he's handicapped. I'm glad he got to yellow belt because I helped him out. And it's important to really change a different tactic with him or teach him the same way as we teach the same student. Make him feel comfortable.
I mean,
Well,
you
you
answered
should
your
feel
question.
comfortable, yes, but you have to
answered
know
your
with
question.
every limitation.
Yes.
If you're qualified to teach that, and you need to check, find out from someone how to handle if it's a severe,
Right.
right? If it's
Right.
a severe disability,
No, well,
you can't go, okay, yeah, I know how to do this. No,
Right.
you gotta find out. So that's completely separate because there's endless possibilities, so we can't answer that at once.
Training children and
Right.
people with disabilities are different than training adults.
Yes, yes.
I have an autistic child. I don't pair him with certain people.
Yes.
Things you just have to be aware. That's part of having awareness as an instructor.
I think I did that.
So we're
It came
gonna
out good.
just roll through this real quickly. Questions. Sabanim does it differently. There's Sabanim, right? So we have to adhere to this. Sabanim yells at new students. Should I do that? No. We're not here to yell at new students, right? You're not a drill instructor, it says earlier. Everything else, you can read. Okay, so at the end of class. So
Yes, oh, good one. Who wants to bow out of class?
Kyosan had a whole test of bowing people out. So easy way to do it, right? Face the instructor, right? I just talked to class, face instructor. And then you go up the ranks. So just think lowest to highest. So the first degrees, and then if there's like a higher rank in the first degree.
Well,
like
but
a
if
third
there's a
degree.
second degree and a third degree and Kyosanim, how do you bow?
You actually black belts and then Kyosan, right? So it's not first, second, third, right?
Right, so you can go
Black belts and then
the
rank.
lowest and highest of the black belts.
Right. So if there's a first, second, third, you do first and 1 and 2 together, the highest rank is the rank. Off the floor, it's, if there's just black belts, turn and face black belts, right? But if there's Kyosanim, right, then you bow to Kyosanim. And the Sabanim's always last. Always last. I've seen bow to Sabanim, and then bow to the black belts. No. Sabanim's always last. So that is almost all the time. Right? It's his school. So I think Kyosan has more specific like nuances with like the, Soki being in the school. But the majority, right. So let's say for the sake of simplicity, Sabanim's always last. He's the head of the school. It's his school. He's always last. Understand? Even Grandmaster Choi, Grandmaster, Grandmaster Choi, and then Sabanim. He's the head. He's always last. During the kids' class, you bow to parents last. Right? Because for the kids, parents are last.